Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aurelia and you have landed at Silent Lipstick. Today's video is going to be all about some new goodies that I purchased. I bought the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette and I also scored a Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. So I'm super excited to break into these products for you. Today I am just going to do some swatches and talk about my initial thoughts based off of those swatches, but I will be doing a full tutorial using these products for you just because I'm very curious to see how they perform on the eyes. Let's go ahead and dive in. I have not unboxed either of these products. This is the first time I'm pulling them out of the box. I decided to wait for you guys. So first thing, looks like Anastasia has gone to the felt covered palette kind of packaging. In this case, it is a really pretty kind of like camel mustardy kind of shade. In the palette, it's the usual 14 shades that you get in the palette. You also get a mirror, and she also includes a brush, which I will say that these brushes from the Anastasia palettes are actually, they're not half bad. So I do still use the brush, just not as often as I use some of my other brushes. This particular palette is more of a romantic take. A lot of the shades that she's got in this palette, she also sells as singles. And then there are a couple in here that actually were off of the Renaissance, the Modern Renaissance palette. So she does have some repeats in this palette. That's something that you should probably know before you decide to purchase it. It's not as red, orange, warm toned as the Modern Renaissance palette. This one, it has a lot more pink and rosy shades in it, but it does have some really nice yellows and oranges in it as well. So I think that this palette has got an interesting shade range. Orange Soda, I know, is definitely one of her singles. We have Cypress Umber and Burnt Orange, which are and Tempera, which are all three out of the Modern Renaissance palette. I don't know, this came across as really soft and romantic to me, and I really love the way that looks. When I want to venture away from warm tones and I don't necessarily want to go to something cool, I usually land on something like this, you know, that's got more pink or rose tone shades. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to do some swatches for you on my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the top, and then I will swatch the second row and let you know what I think of the shades as I'm working through them. Okay, so we start out with Tempera, which is a, I don't know, it's a matte, but it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's an ivory matte. Then we've got Glistening, which is a medium gold that is very close to my skin tone. I had a really hard time getting it to show up here. Next, going in with Orange Soda, which is a pale orange matte eyeshadow, very popular in her line. And here I go trying to darken up Glistening, and it's just not working. Next, I'm going to go in with Rose Pink, which is a beautiful shade of deep rose with a little bit of orange mixed in. I don't know, it's an interesting color. Next is Sultry, which is a beautiful kind of like, I don't know, medium tone bronzy shade. It's a really pretty metallic. And then going in with Bronze, which is just stunning. Now these three shadows were very soft, so you have to be careful. And then going in with Mulberry, which is just a really deep kind of like, I don't know, I look at it as a red toned brown. So that's the first row of the Soft Glam palette. Next, going in with Dusty Rose, which is a beautiful kind of like dusty lilac is how they describe it, matte eyeshadow. Next is Fairy, which has a little bit of a green tinge to it, and I love it. It's beautiful. Then Burnt Orange, which this shadow was in the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette as well. Just a really pretty medium orange matte shadow. And then Sienna, which is also in her permanent line, and a single, which is a beautiful red toned brown. And then Rustic, which I think I'm going to really love this color. It's described as a cinnamon brown matte eyeshadow. And then we have Cypress Umber, which, as we know, also exists in the Modern Renaissance palette. And then Noir, which is a really nice deep black matte eyeshadow. Without having used the shadows, but just based off of the finger swatches that I just did, Several of the shadows are really, really, really soft. You shouldn't think about going into this palette like a beast. I really have to play with the eyeshadows in order to be able to tell you exactly how they perform as you're putting them on your face. I really do like the color story that I'm taking a look at here as it's swatched on my hands. It is kind of taking advantage of the pink and mauve trend that's going on right now, but it's doing it in a much, much softer, more subtle way. I think that this is definitely a lot more wearable than some of the pink shadows that I see, but it is going to give you a really beautiful, soft and romantic look, although you can take it bold, but it's not going to be like those deep dark reds that we've grown accustomed to. Generally, I like it. I think that it's beautiful. I think that all of the pinks that are in this palette are very, very wearable. I think that it's got a lot of beautiful shades of metallic bronze and bronze-like tones. If you are more interested in the softer pink and more romantic tones, this one is definitely for you as well. I'm very much looking forward to playing around with it because these shadows are divine. They feel very soft. They're highly, highly pigmented. I don't have a patchy one in the bunch, not even the black. Now, it's not the blackest black that I have, but it is a really nice deep black. I would say it's maybe a medium to dark black and does have a lot of really good coverage. So you do need to go in gently. It's not one of the types of blacks that, you know, you're going to have to work at building up. You just need to be careful that when you use it, you're going to deposit a lot of that black shadow. But all of the eyeshadows, even the mattes in this palette, are very, very pigmented. Now, as far as how many mattes we've got, you've got 9 matte eyeshadows in this palette. You've got 5 shimmer shadows and 2 are very, very highly metallic, and the other 3 are just somewhat metallic. They are all really, really beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows, I think, at least on first impression via swatches. So I am excited to dive into this and start using it. The next product that I have is the highlight, which is so pretty. This is what the outside box looks like, and this is the first time I'm opening it for you guys. On the outer packaging, it's really, really pretty. It's got a lot of really pretty tiny little stars here that look so nice, and then it says, of course, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it has Amrezy on there, and I believe this is rose gold, so it is a rose gold on black overlay. And then you've got the body of the actual highlight back here, which is kind of in a rose gold chrome type metal shade. Really, really pretty packaging, nice and substantial. You get a really nice sized mirror in the compact, and then you've got the actual highlight itself, and it is a thing of beauty. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I don't even want to touch it because it looks so pristine. Let me give you a little bit of a close-up. Just in looking at it in the packaging, it's got a very highly metallic sheen. You've got the waves on the palette, and then on top of the waves you have embossed kind of like a crosshatch pattern. It looks like cloth, so it looks like they might have pressed it with something that had a cloth-like pattern. It is stunning. It is so beautiful, and I don't want to bother it, but oh well. So it does have kind of a hardness to it. It's not soft, but this is what it looks like. That is the highlight right there. And oh my goodness, that is bright. When I put my finger in it, it doesn't feel very soft and powdery. It actually feels kind of hard. It almost has like a plasticky kind of finish, but it is a stunning gold toned highlight at the medium to deeper skin tones. You guys are gonna absolutely love this. I think it is so pretty. I think it is going to look really nice on a lot of different skin tones. I think even fair skin tones may be able to pull it off as long as you sheer it out. It is absolutely stunning. Really, really a pretty highlighter. I cannot wait to dive into this as well. Those were my initial thoughts on the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and then also the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to share my video because that also helps my channel out a lot. I really am focusing on trying to grow this baby, you know, throughout this next year, and I would really, really love your help in doing that. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, and also the notification bell before you head out the door. You can also follow me on social media. I am am most active on Instagram and Instagram stories. I really like having both in a one-stop shop kind of scenario. I'm also on Twitter every now and again, and I also have a Facebook page at Style and Lipstick. Just do a search on Facebook for that. If there are any videos that you'd like me to do for you, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do that. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you again so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.